All right, Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the head apostles of Great Millstone. I also want to say much due honors to all you sincere brothers who faithfully and diligently continue to labor in his work. All right, it's the brother Awal Ram from the GMS Blow the Trumpet 7, Birmingham, Alabama camp. And I want to just bring out another quick lesson, all right, dealing with prophecies, all right, and certain prophecies that must come into play or be fulfilled before our Lord Yahweh Shai make that triumphant return. And one of the major prophecies and main prophecies is the rebuilding of the temple, which a lot of these people out here who claim to know the Bible and these Bible scholars, they actually take that literally, all right? They choke off that because it's a dark saying, all right? When that temple that's being rebuilt is the house of David, all right? The men who the Heavenly Father chose before the foundation of the world to reign along with his beloved son, Yahweh Shai, all right? And, you know, pretty much my father, he used to break this down that way, all right? My father, he was into the scriptures, and he used to always say, you know, before the Lord return, you know, the temple got to be rebuilt, all right? But it's going to be a while because the Palestinians and Israel is fighting, all right? Which the Lord is not talking about actual temple, man. All right. For one, who hands is clean enough to build the Lord a temple? All right. It tells you that in Isaiah the 66th chapter. All right. Where's the temple that thou shalt build for me, man? All right. This is dealing with a spiritual house. All right. So I want to go right into the scriptures. This is St. John chapter 2 and verse 19. Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building, and wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? All right. Verse 21, but he spake of the temple of his body. Yeah, so when you go into this, all right, it's dealing with you know, they was going to crucify Yahweh Shai, all right, destroy his body or his temple, but he was going to raise it up in 3 days, but it got a deeper meaning to it, all right? This is actually dealing with the Lord raising up his men, all right, the men who the Heavenly Father gave him, all right, the elect. He was going to raise them up in 3 days, all right? And to prove that, I want to go into 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. Yes, so when Yahweh Shai said, I will raise up this temple or this body in 3 days, he was talking about in 3,000 years, which we are in that third day. You are witnessing the raising up of the body of Yahweh Shai, all right? Which is not literally talking about his body. Or his temple, man. It's talking about his body of men, all right, which is considered the temple or the house of David, all right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 27. It says, now ye are the body of Hamashiach and members in particular. So now you see, well, the body that our Lord Yahweh Shai was referring to, all right, that he would raise up in 3 days, is talking about us, man, all right, the true believers, you know, the men that you see here at Great Millstone, the men that you see fervent, pushing this work, all right, you know, passionately into these scriptures, doing the work, going out on the highways and hedges. Well, guess what? This, that body, and you witnessing it being raised up. Now, I want to go into that word for body, all right, in the scripture. Let's get the Greek pronunciation.
Strong's G 4983, Soma. Soma.
All right. I'm going to go down to Well, we can read all the definitions, but you got to extrapolate, all right? It says the body, both of men or animals, all right? So apparently it's not dealing with that because the scripture just said we are the body of Hamashiach. It says a dead body or corpse, the living body of animals, the bodies of planets and of stars, heavenly bodies, and used of a large or small number of men closely united into one society or family, as it were, a social, ethnical, mystical body. All right? That's the definition. All right? A group of men. So we that body that the Lord is going to raise up. All right? Now, when you go to Matthew chapter 16 and verse 18, all right, it says, and I also unto thee, Salakia, and I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So this is Yahweh Shah telling Peter, I will build my church upon you, or I will raise my church up upon you. Now when you go into this word for church, all right, we're going to pull it up and get the pronunciation in the Greek.
Strong's G 15. Ecclesia.
It says a gathering of citizens called out from their homes into some public place and assembly, which you see that here at the Men of Great Millstone, man. The Lord called us out, and we go out on the highways and hedges. We go into the marketplaces, and we assemble ourselves, all right? It says an assembly of the people convene at the public place of the council for the purpose of deliberating. The assembly of the Israelites, all right? And hey, they actually use that phrase when describing us. Oh, those the Israelites, all right? It says any gathering or throng of men assembled by chance tumultuously. All right. It says in a Christian sense, the assembly of Christians gathered for worship in a religious meeting. A company of Christians or of those who hoping for eternal salvation through Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah, observe their own religious rites, hold their own religious meetings, and manage their own affairs according to regulations prescribed for the body. All right. The body for order's sake. You see that? It say, those who anywhere in a city, village constitute such a company and are united into one body. All right? So now you understand that that body is us. We that church, man. All right? We the body. You see? Now this is Amos chapter 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up its ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Right. So the Lord is going to raise up that house of David, man, all right, which is a body of men, which we just read. That's the body that Yahweh Shah was referring to. And we're in the times where that prophecy is coming into play. And why would he raise it up? Because, well, let me get the scripture. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. In verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Right, and that falling away was the falling away of what? The temple, man. All right, Israel as a whole, but also the elect, because the men that is being built back up, all right, is being built by way of the reason why we being built up, because we fell away, man. We fell away with the rest of Israel. But the Lord is building up a certain group of men, all right, which is the house of David. And how is he building us up? Edification. When you go into that word edification, it means to build. So when you see us pushing videos such as you see now, and the apostles pushing out that work, all right, and all the men throughout the landscape of Israel, the hopefully elect, well, guess what? We building, all right? We building the temple. So I hope this was an edifying lesson. Until the next time I say, shalom.